Greetings and welcome to the Astronomy Picture of the Day podcast. Today's picture is titled A Fire Rainbow over West Virginia. So what do we see here? Well, here we see what is informally known as a fire rainbow, and you can kind of get an idea of why it would get that name because it has the appearance of a flame in the colors of a rainbow, with red up at the top and the blue violet down at the bottom. And it does indeed look like perhaps a rainbow was set on fire. But what this really is what is known as a circumhorizontal arc. Now, this is a relatively rare thing to see. You need specific conditions in order to see it. First of all, the sun has to be at the proper position in the sky, at least 58 degrees above the horizon. That's needed because this is much farther away from the sun than, say, what we're used to seeing in other phenomena like this and other ice halos. So this is going to be about 46 degrees away from the sun. A typical ice halo is about 22 degrees away from the sun and therefore can be seen under a wider variety of circumstances. But this is an ice halo, not a rainbow, and certainly nothing to do with fire. Now, this occurs with the cirrus clouds, and in this case, you see the ice crystals in them. They're hexagonal ice crystals. They have to be aligned properly. In this case, they're going to be aligned horizontally, and that will bend the sunlight in the proper manner. And in fact, what it does is that it turns the light by about 90 degrees. The light comes in through the side of the crystals and then out through the bottom, and gives us that traveling through that ice crystal gives us the refraction that is needed and the separation of colors by wavelength to give us the rainbow appearance that we see in the sky. Of course, you need everything lined up, so you can only see part of this sometimes. If you don't have the full range of clouds in the sky, you won't get the entire arc around the sky, which would be the expectation if you had everything perfect. Sometimes you can only get little bits and pieces of it, as we see one section of here today. Now, this was imaged back in 2021 in West Virginia in the United States, and does show that circumhorizontal arc, which ends up looking like what is called sometimes a fire rainbow, almost a rainbow that is burning up in the sky. Again, has nothing to do with fire, and it actually has nothing to do with a rainbow either. This is another example of a type of ice halo that we often see around the sun or the moon. So that was our picture of the day, titled A Fire Rainbow over West Virginia. We'll be back again tomorrow for the next picture, previewed to be Photobombed Nebula. So we'll see what that is about tomorrow. And until then, have a great day, everyone, and I will see you in class.